Around the country, go-kart tracks are back in business. Spring and summer is when they usually get pretty busy there. But before you take your family for a go-kart ride, you might want to see what happened to one young woman whose fun spin around the track turned into tragedy. Lisa Guerrero and the I-Squad investigate.
Shelby Crouch isn't afraid to take chances. For her high school graduation present, she plunged out of a plane and went skydiving with her dad.
The most amazing thing ever.
For her next adventure, she decided to try go-karting. Shelby and her boyfriend came here to Whiteland Raceway outside her home in Indianapolis. But as Shelby drove her cart around the track, something terrible happened.
Hi, I need 911 immediately. We need an ambulance. We've got a girl that was riding a go-kart and she's had an injury. Something with her head.
Photos taken at the scene show the horrific accident. Shelby's beautiful strawberry blonde hair had become entangled in the go-kart's exposed rear axle. Pulling it so violently, Shelby's scalp was actually ripped off her head. Shelby lost 80% of her scalp in the accident.
There were nights where I was I was sobbing because it was just so excruciating.
She's endured 5 surgeries and will likely have more.
What's been the most difficult part of your recovery?
The reality of me having my hair back being the exact same, it's not very likely.
Experts say Shelby's accident could have been prevented.
Did they give you any kind of safety instructions before you got in the go-kart?
No.
Shelby isn't alone. The I-Squad found case after case across the USA where go-kart drivers, most of them women, have been scalped. How easy is it for your hair or an article of clothing to become entangled in a go-kart? Safety expert Bill Avery showed us how it can happen. In a matter of seconds, our mannequin's hair is caught in the rotating axle and ripped right off her head.
This driver just died because there was no simple, inexpensive hair guard to cover the axle, which is inexcusable for anybody to operate a go-kart without one.
And he says simply pulling your hair up isn't the answer.
What you have to remember is when a go-kart is going down the road traveling 18 to 20 miles an hour, a person's clothing blows behind them, and so does their hair.
Watch what happens when this scarf gets wrapped around the axle. Our mannequin actually loses her head.
The sickening part is this is solvable for very little cost.
I went back to the racetrack where Shelby Crouch's accident took place. Notice there is now a warning sign, and riders must watch a safety video before they drive a go-kart.
Dangerous situation.
They made it clear I had to put my hair up.
Because we don't want your hair to get caught in anything.
However, we found some of the go-kart's rear axles were still partially exposed. The same dangerous problem that resulted in Shelby's scalping. We tried numerous times to talk to the owner of Whiteland Raceway, but he refused to go on camera. Now, a mother can only feel anguish over her daughter's horrible ordeal and loss of her beautiful flowing hair.
Just seeing her struggle and not, as a mom, you're supposed to be able to make it all better, You're supposed to be able to fix it.
The owner of Whiteland Raceway told us his go-karts comply with his insurance company's standards. And while some states have regulations requiring go-kart axles be covered in the rear, Indiana, where Shelby was injured, does not.